Now I gotta take this fuel tank off. I'm gonna start taking it off, and then I'm gonna edit it and then cover up all my wiring so none of you people judge me, because it is torrential. That's off. This is where I hide the wiring, and as you can see by this little bit, it's just so bad. I'm gonna take this air compressor out and this air tank out and relocate this, and this is where I'm gonna put my surge tank. And a surge tank feeds the pump. It's gravity fed. The main fuel pump, the main fuel tank goes down there and it feeds the surge tank, so it's easier for that fuel to reach the mechanical pump that's going to be on the front of the motor. Let's go. Oh, it's about to buzz. Oh. Alright then. Pull this stamma lamma dang dong out. There we go. I'll just leave those in there, take them out another time. We get the coil out, and we'll be good. Now, okay, all right, now I'm gonna have major trust issues. Gotta cut these plates out, cut that plate out so I can have as much room for a surge tank. I want it even with the fuel tank right here. All right, so I have everything cut out that I needed. This bar is gone. It didn't have any structural support. I just needed it for the air compressor. Now I'm gonna cut a cardboard template for my surge tank, and that's gonna take a minute and it's gonna be boring. So I'm gonna say bye-bye for now. All right, so I got my template made here. Don't mind this little angle here. I was gonna have it slope with the cowl, but I decided to do it flat to make it easier to weld, because after all, I'm doing this. It fits perfectly. It's wunderbar. So let's cut it out, weld it together, and see if it fits. All right, so I did manage to find a scrap piece of aluminum outside, which it's bent up, but it'll work. And technically, there is no such thing as scrap aluminum these days, but what I'm going to do is loop, trace it, cut it, loop, loop. I'm going to confirm the measurements and everything before I cut it as well. But let's get started. All right, we're over here at the sheet metal shear, or I'd like to call the cheap metal shear, baby, because this thing is easy. Too easy. All right, but the secret is it's all in the legs. Oh, 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 oh yeah. That looks good. Nice clean cut. All right, bam! Not quite. That was embarrassing. All right. Now I have no choice but to either use the shear or the hand shear or some cutting tool to get that out, and that's not going to be fun. I love me some aluminum. It's just easy to cut. It's a little catawampus, but we can work with it. This metal work for us. We don't work for this metal. That's money. All right, now we have a piece of metal along the side that articulates on that edge right there, so we're gonna use the sheet metal brake for that. really messed up. So. That looks pretty good. Uh-oh. Too much, Daddy-o. Too much. We'll fix that right up. Alright, so now we have everything clamped together, mocked up pretty good, so we're going to quickly tack it in place. And we're going to test fit everything, so let's get the tacking. Cooperate. All right, so the surge tank is coming along pretty well. I'm putting some decent welds down. Nothing too insane. I have about 2 hours in it so far. I've already test fit it, so it fits perfectly. I had to cut a notch right here for the cowl, but it's working out really well. I'm gonna finish up welding. One last test fit. We got to order bungs and stuff and a lid for it, and then it'll be all ready. And I'm pretty excited. We're going a lot faster than I thought we would. Make sure it's nice and clean. This is our last edge. We're almost done. I've had to let the torch cool down, but so far, about 3 hours in, we're making great progress. But it looks great. I'm very pleased with it. All right, so the necessary parts came in to finish up our surge tank. We have 2-6 return lines, my 10 AN feed, and my outlet to my mechanical fuel pump, and our bung for our fuel switch, as well as our cap. I already cut the hole for the cap, so that's going to be right there. It's going to be perfect. Now I have all the markings for my returns, my inlet, my bung for my switch, and my outlet is going to be right in the middle of here. This is where the bar comes up and curves around. We're going to drill these holes and then we're going to weld them in. I also have a couple of tabs I got to put on so I can mount the tank. And there. And I think that's it. All right, let's go. Probably help if I put it on AC. Wunderbar! Today's just a great day. Well, those are done. Time for the fuel cap. Now, since the fuel cap is so big, I'm kind of tack it in 4 corners so that it doesn't warp. Now that that's done, I'm going to tighten the cap on it without the O-ring. This will help it maintain its shape. I actually raised the amps. Silly me. That looks freaking good. Ah! Looks so good! You know, that makes me go from a bad mood today into a great mood. That looks amazing right there. Like, really. That looks so dang good. Yeah, I should have done that a long time ago. Now time for my Dash 10 inlet. This torch is really hot, so I'm going to let everything cool down. Meantime, I'm going to go work on something else and let myself cool down. Then we'll come back to it. Alright, the tank looks pretty dang good for me. So I'm going to pop my gloves back on and see if this thing fits in here. Actually fits pretty good. Bend these tabs back. But I can easily get my lines onto here, my feed down there, and my sensor in there, so it's going to be perfect. It's going to work out great. Thank y'all so much for tuning into the Surge Tank video. I forgot to film an outro, so here I am in my trailer. My car's already packed up and stored away for a while I'm going to be out of town. But like, dislike if you feel the need to, comment, subscribe, share, do all you can to get this blown up, because once this thing's done, we're going to be filming some insane burnout content for you folks, and I want as many people as I can to see it and share this whole burnout culture that's just growing and growing more and more every year. Thanks again. Y'all have a great night.